All right, everyone, it's almost 4 o'clock, just a few seconds more. And again, I'd like to thank you for joining this session today. We are very glad to have you all here, and hopefully, we will have a smooth session, and hopefully, that we will learn a lot from our discussion or presentation for today. So let's go ahead and start it with our settings just to make sure that we won't be getting any interruptions as we go along. So on your lower right hand corner, please click on the gear icon and make sure that all the boxes in the notification settings are not checked or blank or unticked so that nothing will be popping up on your screen while we are listening or learning from the session. And if you could kindly give me a thumbs up when you're done with that, just to make sure that we are all on the same page and everyone is able to hear the instructions clearly as well. Just a quick thumbs up emoji, please, if you can. Thank you. Thank you so much, Justice and Iapo. Thank you, Jahanzib. Great guys. All right. And all the others who are doing it as well. Thank you so much. So, yep, kindly just ensure to make sure that you won't have notifications popping up. And let's go ahead and move on to the next part of our presentation. So, I would like to also answer the most common question for these sessions, which will be about your copy of your slides and your video recording. So rest assured you will be getting a copy of the PDF slides and the video recording of the session, and it will be sent to you in the next 2 business days through your email. So please monitor your inbox and your junk folder as well to make sure that you get these information or materials. And of course, welcome to our virtual open week. And for this session, we will be discussing about our on-campus study options in Australia. And it will be presented by our global student recruitment leader, which is Chris Fordyce. And we also have a student here who will be also sharing his experiences with us as to um, how he enjoys or how he navigates his studies at EIT. So thank you so much, Chris. You may now take over.
Thanks, Lisa. That's awesome. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining today. Looks like we've got quite a diverse audience joining, which is really encouraging. And just a reminder as well, we'll have a space at the end of today's session for some questions you might have. So please hold them till the end and I'll help answer those for you. Just a bit about my background with EIT. So I help with our recruitment team in terms of speaking with students about enrolling with EIT, whether it's online or on campus. I also help manage our education agent network as well, and also domestic onshore network as well. So let's kick things off. And just a reminder as well, we'll be sending copies of these slides that I'm going through now, along with a recording of this video for you guys if you do need to drop out of this session for any reason. So that will be sent to you within a couple of working days as well. So today's session, generally, I will be speaking about our on-campus programs that we offer. I'll run through how to apply for these programs, what's covered in terms of like the study of these programs, the student support that you guys will be getting as part of studying the program as well, and just general other on-campus bits and pieces like what our campuses will look like as well. So just an overview of our programs. We generally deliver specialist degrees. So they start from undergraduate programs and work upwards towards a postgraduate program as well. So as you can see, our Perth campus is home to all of our on-campus programs you can see there. So starting off with our 3-year bachelor's degree, And as I mentioned, they do specialize. They are specialist degrees, so they cover automation, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, and civil engineering as well. And then moving to the masters and postgraduate programs, they're offered in Melbourne as well. And we offer that as a 2-year master's degree in the same stream of engineering, so automation, electrical, mechanical, and civil, along with a doctorate degree as well, which is quite new to us and quite quite intense. And that covers both research and coursework units as well, which I'll go through these courses in a bit more detail as we go on. And as you can see, they have CRICOS codes next to them, which means that they're available for international students to study abroad in Australia at our Perth or Melbourne campus as well. So let's go in a little bit deeper into these programs. So just to start with, our Perth campus at the moment is located in Bentley, about 15-20 minutes away from the city, so quite central. It's more of an open space campus at the moment, and it has facilities like classrooms, workshops, labs, student services, offices as well. All our support staff and academics are all based on campus as well, so you can see them and access them quite easily as well when you study with us. The Melbourne campus at the moment is located quite central in the city. It has similar facilities, so you'll have access to labs and classrooms and the same admin and support staff there as well. But quite a good location, quite central, easy to get to as well. And that's specifically our master's and doctorate degree in Melbourne. Now, I might just pass on my mic to Nyasha. Nyasha is our student ambassador. He comes from quite a diverse background. He's studied with us previously and has completed our Bachelor of Science degree in Civil and Structural, and he's currently in the midst of his master's degree studying Civil and Structural as well. So, Nyasha, I'll pass on to you.
Thanks, Chris. Can you hear me? Hi, my name is
Yep, loud and clear.
Cool. My name is Nyasha Mpudzi, originally from Zimbabwe. So I started my journey with EIT in July 2020. I started online. Then I moved to Australia last year in May to finish up my bachelor's degree. Everything went well, and the reception that I got from the EIT team was very, very remarkable. So I finished my undergraduate this year in July. Then, well, because of the high standard and the quality of education that we got at that point, I decided to continue on to the Masters of Engineering and Structural Engineering. So my everyday life is I go to school from Monday to Tuesday to attend classes in person with the lecturers, with a couple of guys in Bentley. Then Thursday and Friday, normally we're visiting sites and seeing what's happening in the industry. So my background, career-wise, I've worked on a couple of projects here in Australia. I've been working in South Africa for more than 5 years. Worked in Zimbabwe, and during my free time, I'm a co-founder of a charity organization in Zimbabwe for charity organizations, and yeah. But I would encourage you, if you're looking for a university to study specialized courses. So when we say specialized courses, we only mean engineering programs. That's what we study at EIT. It's a very, very good institution, and you've got wide range of scholarships. And these guys will help you from applying applying the visa, and some of them they even offer relocation scholarships. I also came on a relocation scholarships, but you have to meet a certain criteria. So if you've got any questions, I'm here to answer questions if there's any. Back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Nyasha. I'll move on to the next slide with you. So perhaps if you'd like to just explain or sort of go through your work experience and background before you studied with EIT.
So basically, when I started working,
Yep.
I studied a national diploma and high national diploma in Zimbabwe. Then 2017, started working in a consulting engineering firm. That was the beginning of the journey. That was
Yep.
in Zimbabwe. Then 2018, I moved to South Africa, worked on a consulting engineering firm. So I started as a junior. By the time we got to 2018, 2019, I was one of the leading team, the engineers. Worked on a couple of wastewater treatment plants, grandstands for stadiums, and multi buildings, both structural and concrete.
No, it's quite diverse, yeah. And also, so what, I guess what made you decide on studying a bachelor's degree? Was it something that your employer at the time perhaps like wanted to support you with, or was it something that you sort of researched on your own?
So the aim for me is basically being a chartered engineer. Like I want to obtain the highest qualification in engineering. So must that with that ambition, you need
Yep.
to know whatever that you're doing. So masters is the right way to go.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. So just the natural progression, I think you were aiming for there. And also, how has your student experience been overall, and sort of how have you managed to manage your workload with other commitments you may have had at the time of studying, or even currently at the moment that you're studying?
Oh, well, it's not gonna be easy, and that I'll be honest with you,
Yep.
because it's engineering anyway. But what I can tell you is, with the support that I've got from the other lecturers, SLO, and student support officers, it's good. I tell you, like the lecturers are very available for you. I've had lecturers that answer questions at 8, 9 p.m. in the evening. So what more can you really need? You've got all the support structure that you definitely
To
want.
succeed, yeah. Oh, nice. That
Yeah.
sounds really good. Yes. And so with regards to um, studying online versus being on campus face to face, did you have like any sort of concerns about studying online to begin with?
Was studying online because that time it was COVID time, so we couldn't travel. So we went on from online, and online was a bit good for me because I worked in an engineering firm, so
Yep.
we had the option of choosing three different lecture times. So we'd have one subject that has got three different time zones. So for me, I was a night person, so I would go to work. Then later on in the evening, I attend class. So in some cases, let's say I didn't want to attend class in the evening, I would simply look for an afternoon class, then I would attend an afternoon class. So the online campus is good.
Nice. And you're probably itching to get started on campus once the borders are open as well. So I think also just if you can sort of explain how the support you were given by not just the academics, but like the learning support staff as well, like your learning support officers that you had.
Yeah. So with the supporting learning support officers,
Yep.
the cases where, let's say, you've got an emergency, you can submit an assignment or anything. You contact them, they'll give you like quick response. Let's say you're in the middle of an assessment, then you've got an issue of an exam or a glitch. You send an email. They don't take 5 minutes, so they are always readily available. And with my visa application, these guys were with me each and every step of the way, like they were there. It's like I knew these guys way before I even came to Australia. That's how kind of close we were.
Nice. It sounds like you were quite clear on who to speak to for different things, and you weren't sort of left sort of alone to sort of deal with all this. So yeah, that sounds really good. And so how, in regards to studying, like even the bachelor's degree and currently the master's, how has learning all the theory, learning about like all the practical with and dealing with the hands-on labs and things, how has that sort of assisted you in your career and sort of gaining real world experience as well?
This is one of the pictures that we do when we're doing the final year project.
Yep.
So I'll give you a typical example how this thing has worked well for me. So for my bachelor's degree, we did a wind design turbine for a place in WA.
Yep.
So when our project was published online, well, I had a lot of companies calling to see my availability, just to check if I could come in, sit, uh, try and do some research with them and stuff like that. That's how these things, the opportunities that you can get with associating with the EIT.
Oh, lovely. That's great. I think if we have any questions as well for you, Nyasha, I think I'll get everyone to just post them in the chat box now while we have you. And then I might just talk about some of our scholarships as well, and move sort of towards the programs we offer and the units and how it's structured. Does anyone have any questions for Nyasha? Feel free to use the chat box. If you end up having questions a bit later on, I can let you know, Nyash, and you'd be able to help some of the students out with some of their questions.
Oh yeah, oh good.
But I think that's all good for now. Thanks, Nyasha, for your time and your insights into studying with EIT. And I just want to wish you the best for your masters and completing your master's degree as well.
Thanks, man. And thank you
Thanks,
everyone
Nyasha.
for coming through. Hope to see you soon, eh?
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
brilliant. Thanks, mate. Okay. So going through our scholarships, we do offer quite a range of diverse scholarships, mainly academic based. We do have scholarships specifically for like our automation programs as well. And we're also promoting diversity through our Women in Engineering bursary as well. All of our scholarships can be found in the link there on the page. And Lisa, if you can perhaps just post that link in the chat box as well for students to just link to easier as well. And you guys can apply for scholarships along with applying for the actual course itself. So you can attach your scholarship form on our portal to apply. And sort of going through our fees as well. Fees, we do issue the semester fees at the beginning of your study period. So you'll be invoiced the units that you're about to study for that teaching period. And generally payment is made by direct deposit or credit card as well. So yeah, we will send through that at that later stage of your application as well before classes commence. Thanks, Lisa, for posting the scholarships form there and the scholarship page. Okay, I'm going to just run through our bachelor's degrees, sort of how they're structured as well. So to mention that our bachelor's degrees are all accredited with the Australian government. So as a tertiary course, it's at AQF level 7, so it's a 3-year bachelor's degree. All 4 bachelors are fully accredited with Engineers Australia as well at the moment. And as I mentioned, we generally deliver them in 4 main streams of engineering, so civil, electrical, industrial automation, and mechanical. Each of the bachelors runs quite similarly, so there's 27 units in total. So about 27 units in total, plus the workshop units and plus the work experience units that students must take as well. And then those units generally start with core units. So for example, maths or fundamentals or introduction to engineering units. And then they'll move on to your stream specific units, whether you're studying civil or electrical. So then they'll move on to more specific units covered in those. It'll take about 3 years to complete full time for international students. Obviously domestic or onshore domestic students can study it part-time as well, at a maximum of about 8 years to complete, depending on their unit load and how many units they're taking per semester. And then a semester is roughly 12 study weeks, broken up with a 2-week mid-semester break, and then a 1-week study break heading into the exam period as well. So that's AQF level 7, an undergraduate degree, which is just offered at our Perth campus at the moment. Our Postgraduate courses are both offered at both the Perth and Melbourne campuses. Our masters is run for 2 years full time, and it covers civil, electrical, mechanical, and automation as well. It's structured with a capstone thesis towards the end. 13 units in total, along with workshop and work experience units as well. I will discuss our work placement and work experience units as well in this session today. Generally, workshop units are delivered in between breaks, in the break weeks. Generally, students would study 4 units in each study period, and there's 8 in total per year, which is a full-time study load. Part-time students can study it can complete it within up to 5 years, and international students would complete it at a full-time pace at 2 years to complete. And then a semester is 12 study weeks, along with 2-week mid-semester break as well. And the Masters is accredited by the Australian Government also. Currently, the Industrial Automation is fully accredited by Engineers Australia under the Washington Accord. The Electrical Masters is currently fully accredited at the Perth campus at the moment. And the Civil and Mechanical Masters currently is at provisional status as well at the moment. So just to let you know about the accreditation there. And so that's at AQF level 9. So a postgraduate course, and then our doctorate degree is the very last sort of highest qualification you can attain in Australia. Our doctorate degree is run at it's a combination of research and coursework. So there's 16 credit points or 4 units, and then a 1 research project proposal in the very first year. Second year combines 4 units totaling 44 credit points, which 2 of those units are research-based units. We provide you with a supervisor for these units as well. And then generally the third year is held for the doctoral dissertation that you'll complete, which is worth up to 48 credit points as well. And it's accredited by the Australian Government at AQF level 10 as well. And just to remind you, it's delivered at both the Perth and Melbourne campus as well. Okay, I'll explain our blended learning model as well. This is specific to on-campus students and on-campus study. So generally, we combine online technology along with physical classrooms and face-to-face learning as well. So our campuses will deliver the courses through classrooms for tutorials. There's study spaces and libraries available for students and breakout rooms. We have labs set up as well, along with support staff in lecturers, course coordinators, student services, and a dedicated learning support officer for each unit that you study as well. So that's all available at both campuses. We deliver pre-recorded lectures for each topic that's taught as well. That's just before you attend the live tutorial as well, and that helps you engage and anticipate questions you might want to ask your lecturer as well. We deliver the live tutorials online as well, enhancing the learning experience. And then moving on with a focus towards industry, we deliver hands-on practicals that students must complete as workshops. We deliver practical assessments through remote and virtual labs as well. And we also deliver industry experience units. So that's work placement that students can receive as part of their studies, which I'll go through in a bit more detail today as well. And that generally is, unpaid internships or site visits as well, just to complement their theory that they're learning in our classes in each topic they're learning. And our programs are very student-centric and student-focused, so we provide as much support as we can to ensure students are excelling and getting the most out of what they're learning, and that's through student support, academic support, and learning support. And just general well-being of our students as well. So as I mentioned, we do provide work integrated learning or work placement for our students, for on-campus students as well. That's generally for our bachelor's and master's students. It consists of 6 weeks, can be an unpaid internship or site visit, and we help coordinate that for students. Generally, there are conditions that students need to meet before they're able to start and commence these industry units as well. It doesn't affect the duration of your degree. It's blended within what you're learning, and it's part of your degree, so there's no extra cost to these units as well. And generally, they help you gain local Australian experience as well to complement what you're learning and get you more ready to work in the industry as well, and build networks as you study as well. The application process for our on-campus students is quite simple. We generally need to assess your academic background first. We can have students apply direct to us, or we can organise and coordinate an education agent to lodge your application on your behalf. And these agents are registered with and have an agreement with EIT, which we train quite regularly, and provide them with updates so that they're providing you with up-to-date information that's not misleading, and it's quite accurate. So we can organise that for you as well. Generally, to begin an application, you'll need to provide depending on what you're applying for, your academic transcripts that you've currently studied, your English language test. It can be like an IELTS, an academic IELTS, or a PTE or equivalent. A detailed resume of your work experience and projects you've worked on that relate to what you're applying for, and a copy of your passport as well for the application. That's just the initial application. We generally aim to have a turnaround of about 2 or 3 working days. It can be a bit longer if it's getting closer to the intake date. But yeah, we'll aim for about 2 or 3 working days. And if you do apply with an agent, agents will keep you updated with how your application's progressing as well. And we will assess each student case by case. So we'll determine your background, make sure that you're the right fit for the course, and that academic wise, you're capable of handling the course. So yeah, we'll assess each application on its own merit as well. Okay, I think we're heading towards the end of today's session, but I'd like to remind you, if you do have some time, just to fill out this feedback form. We'd like to gain as much feedback as we can from these sessions just to improve future webinars and future virtual open weeks that we are planning to host. There's also a prize draw in it for you guys as well, but we'd love to hear from you. So if you do have a moment, just feel free to scan the QR code you can see on the screen or follow the link. And as a reminder, we'll be sending these slides and the recordings to each of you as well. I'm going to leave this now just open for you guys. If you do have any questions, please feel free to use the chat box, and me and Lisa will help answer those for you. Amir, your question about PTE. So we will benchmark with academic IELTS. So for our bachelor's degree, IELTS should be 6 overall with no individual band less than 5.5. The master's is benchmarked again with academic IELTS, and it should be at least a 6 overall with no individual band less than 6 as well. Tajuddin, how can details of the fees for the Tajuddin, I'll link you to the course page. From there, you can actually select Nigeria as your country, and then it will display the course fees. I'm just going to load that up for you. Just bear with me. Thanks, Lisa, for the survey link. And Nicholas, we have quite a large network of agents in Kenya. I'll grab your details and we can arrange and coordinate an agent to speak with you directly. You'll still need to provide an English language test if you are looking to study on campus. So it has to be an academic IELTS or PTE or TEFL test or equivalent. And yeah, so preferred test is probably just the academic IELTS or a PTE test, which is whichever's more available for you there. But going back, Tajuddin, I'm just going to send you the master's course page. I'm not sure which masters you're interested in, but they're all the same fees for our masters. So this will be the civil structural one, but feel free to browse our masters for the specific course that you're interested in. Just bear with me. Okay. And Charles, yes, we do have quite a large network of agents in Nigeria that we can connect you with as well. Oh, sorry, electrical engineering, Tajuddin. It'll be the same, but I'm just going to open up that page for you. So this is for the online version. Anyone studying our on-campus programs, the fees are the same. So the fees for our bachelor's degree is $70,500 in total for international students. The master's degree is $47,000 in total. And the doctorate degree is $66,000 in total. And this is our on-campus degrees. Shenjalani, your question, what is required for first-time students to study on campus? Generally, we need to see, I'm assuming this is for our bachelor's degree, but generally we need to see that you have completed secondary school with a pass in maths, or if you've completed a diploma in engineering or related, we can see that. You just need to show that you've passed all your maths units. But just let me know what specific course you might be interested in, and I can go through the entry requirements in a bit more detail with you as well. And Nicholas, our upcoming intake for the Masters is the 19th of February for on-campus students. And yes, Lisa's put there just call booking link. So if you'd like to speak to myself or another course advisor as well, follow that link. You can book a time to speak with someone and you have like a one-to-one session with the course advisor and we can help go through entry requirements, sort of discuss your background as well, and other questions related to studying with EIT. Let me check if we've got that intake for the mid-year sorted. Just bear with me. It's generally July, August, so middle of the year. So yeah, 29th of July is the following intake. So 19th of February and the 29th of July for on-campus intakes. No worries. And Charles, your question about credit. So if you apply for recognition of prior learning and you're exempt from a few units, you don't have to study those units again, or you don't have to pay for those units as well. So you just move on to what unit you're left to study with. So generally you apply to study first. Once you receive an offer letter, we can invite you to apply for recognition of prior learning as well. There is a once-off $300 fee for applying for recognition of prior learning. Generally, you need to I would advise you to review our program structure, what units you'd like to apply for. And then just when you find the units, just head into the unit itself, like you can see the learning outcomes, and that will give you a guide as to which units you'd like to apply for RPL. I hope that's answered your question. Yeah, Nicholas, you can lodge an application before, providing an English test. If you can perhaps submit a booking slip in place, and we can start to assess you in the meantime. And Kwashi, I'm not too sure about your degree in the background. If it's related to engineering science, I would encourage you to apply. If it's not super related to engineering, we can still assess you case by case. We might need to include our academics to help make the final decision. But yeah, I would encourage you to apply. If you'd like to speak to a course advisor before applying, maybe just make a booking just in the link just above as well. And Ola Dimeji, we do have a range of different scholarships that you might want to apply for as well. I'd encourage you to book a call with a course advisor and we can go through the scholarships in more detail as well and sort of understand a bit more about your background also. Nicholas, unfortunately, we don't have accommodation available at our Perth or Melbourne campus, but we can help you find rentals and accommodations within the area as well. So if you do need help, best to speak to Student Services or even like your learning support officer, and we can advise you on how to look for accommodation. And Charles, your question is good. So your question about graduate certificate into the masters, any units you study in the graduate certificate that appear also in the masters will be credited automatically. You don't have to apply for recognition of prior learning. We can map those across, and then you just start with the next lot of units that's outstanding. Hi, Kwashi. You will need to complete your degree and receive all results in each of your units that you study for us to make an assessment. So once you receive your full record of results, transcripts, and certificate, we can start to assess you. And just note, for entry to our master's degrees, we can't accept more than 14 backlogs or fails in previous study as well, just to note. No worries, Charles. And I'll also leave here funding opportunities. We do have quite a range of scholarships. So just head to our scholarships page linked in this chat. They are mostly are academic based, so you need to just see the eligibility criteria of each. Some are stream based, like the automation scholarship, and we do have a women in engineering bursary too. So I'd encourage you to look at the scholarship page. If you're not sure about the criteria, perhaps just make a call booking to speak to a course advisor as well. But on the screen, you can see our different points of contact as well if you're not sure who to speak to. But yeah, and then our website will have obviously all the course information that you're specifically inquiring about also. Tajuddin, the on-campus fees will be the same, so AUD. If it's online, just select the country you're currently living in, and that will drop down and give you exact cost of what you'd be paying for the online program, just on the course page at the very top of the course page. Johan Zeeb, good question. I'll have to grab the data and let you know. I'm not too sure at the moment how many current students we have combined doing the doctorate on campus. So I'll have to get back to you on that one. Okay, we might leave it there. Thanks everyone for joining and for your questions. Really good questions, everyone. And it's great to see again the diversity of people and students that have attended today. And I want to thank Lisa as well for help moderating today's session as well. And I hope it's been very informative for you guys. And again, if you do have any other questions after today, feel free to reach out to us. You'll see all our different contact points there. And if you do have any questions or would like to be contacted by a course advisor in the near future, we'll reach out to you as well. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, Chris. And for those who would like to visit our website, please kindly go to www.eit.edu.au. And for those who like to visit our office in Perth, you can go to 1031 Wellington Street in West Perth. You can also give us a call if you'd like to talk to us. You can look for us and use these numbers. We have a number for those calling from inside Australia and a number for those calling from outside Australia. And for those who still have questions, but unfortunately we needed to end the session now, you may send an email to webinars@eit.edu.au so that we can answer your questions or channel them to the right persons if necessary. And to view our list of upcoming intakes or courses, you can go to www.eit.edu.au/schedule. All right. And again, I'm so sorry that we couldn't really extend this anymore, but feel free to send us an email or book a call with a course advisor so that we can answer all your questions and we would be able to assist you when you finally apply for a course. Once again, thank you so much, everyone, for being so participative in our virtual open in these sessions, and may you have a great day. And for those who would like to attend our next and very last session for the virtual open this week, we have the lecturer's insights for the mechanical engineering of EIT session right next to this one, which is going to be starting in 19 minutes from now. You are free to join that as well. Just go to your links in your emails for you to have access to that session. Thank you so much. We are ending this session now and closing this now. Have a great day, everyone. Hi, Duke. Thank you so much for attending. Have a great day.